So this is the XAUUSD analysis for the 12th of December. XAUUSD, also known as gold. Now, let's have a look what happened with prices before we have a future. Well, we try to project where they might head in the future. So, we've had the break. Well, we've had a very strong trend to the downside. We've come all the way down to 1243, which was an area that we'd expect to find some support. And we've had this level marked out here at 51.43 as well. On the way down, we didn't see much reaction to this 51.43. Let's bear with me a second here. We didn't see any reactions to 51.43, but again, after finding support at 12.43, we have seen a negative reaction to us at 51.43, just there over here on your left. So we did see a bit of a pullback. On the second test of a 51.43, we did see further selling momentum come into the market. We did break below this 12.43 briefly, but we have seen some buy side momentum come back into the market. So we're breaking back within this trading channel. We're having a bit of a trading channel develop here in around this 51.43 and 12.43. We are breaking back into the channel now. In light of us breaking back into the channel, somewhat invalidating this a bearish exhaustion candle. So the reason I've stated is bearish a bearish blow off candle is the fact that we've had these candles down, these candles trending down, and we've had a large candle at near the end of a trend, and immediately we've had a counter trend candle, and we've seen the follow through so far. So retest at 51.43, currently $7 or so away from there. So we could potentially see a test of that 51.43. If we do see another breakdown, again, we'll be targeting the lower end of the channel. Let's just drag this over a bit. So, just bear with me a second here. So, again, if we do see the bullish buy side momentum come into the market, again, we'll be looking to target the upper end of the channel. And if we do see a breakdown from where we are at present, the very next level that we would be looking at would be in around this 12.32, 12.33. So, if we do break down from where we are, if we do have just a shallow retracement and we do break down, we'll be targeting at 12.32, 12.33 in around that in around that zone. We'll be looking down there for potential buy side momentum to come back into the market to retest possibly 12.43 from beneath and 12.51. If however do see some strong bullish buy side momentum coming in regards to the XAU, in regards to gold against the dollar, again we could test that 51.43, beyond which we'll be looking all the way up to that possibly 12.60 at a push. But it's just dependent on whether we do get enough volatility at present. We would first have to navigate this 51.43 before we start to look at targeting 12.60, beyond which we look for that 12.63. Now, with that said, let's just the dynamic levels of support and resistance that won't come into focus. The 200-400 period moving average are too far away, and yes, they're pretty much too far away, to be honest. In light of the most recent trend being to the downside. So let's just have a look at the daily chart before wrapping up here. So if we head over to the daily chart and get the scaling on here, correct? So we've had our highs, we've had a lower high, we've had another lower high again. We've had a bit of a double bottom here. We've had this small trend to the upside. I did say it was weak, and the reason I did say it was weak was because the fact that we've had a mixture of candles, bullish and bearish candles, and we have not seen a smoothness of trend, similar to over here on the left of the charts just marked out there. So we did have a breakdown of prices. We did break below 200-400 period moving average here on this daily chart, and we broke below this this level that was holding for quite some time. That's 12.63. Now, I was expecting possibly a retracement, a somewhat deeper retracement. A higher retracement, sorry, it's not a deeper retracement, it's a higher retracement in regards to the XAUUSD. I was expecting a higher retracement, possibly to the high 50s, possibly close to the 60. possibly close to 1260, but we have not seen that. Instead, what we have seen is a further continuation to the downside, and what we did see was a retracement up to that 1251. We did see some selling momentum come back into the market, and the sell-off from the 1251 validates the trading range. Now, we've had this strong move to the downside, so at some point I can imagine there's going to be a couple of days of retracement before we have the further continuation. So we do look poised at present based on how the 12th is developing here. We do look poised to possibly post a bullish day, which wouldn't be unusual in the trend, because markets tend not to trend in one direction. It tends to more often than not. More often than not, we do have a series of bullish and bearish days. We've had a very strong sell-off here, so we might post a couple of bullish days, test that 51.43 as mentioned previously, possibly into a 60 at a push. But overall, this trend is to the downside, and we have mentioned the major levels. So if we invalidate 1243 again on this after a retracement, we'll definitely be targeting at 1232, 1233, and yep, that should pretty much wrap up everything here on the XAUUSD. It's not as yes, everything here is wrapped up. So thanks for watching.